Good morning. Good morning. It's time to rise and receive. Welcome to your morning send off designed to support you in receiving what you most want by unlearning struggle. So, last week I began a 10-day, not 10-year, yes, I misspoke, a 10-day mini series of what I'm calling seasonal support. So, if you are having a hard time with this time of year, what many people refer to as the holiday season, because it is challenging. And on top of that, even if it's challenging unto itself, add to it that with COVID and all of the events of 2020, a lot of people can't even engage in things that would make them feel better. Maybe you look forward to holidays and it's particularly difficult to not be with loved ones because of travel restrictions or being in lockdown. Or in general, this is a time of anniversaries or memories or associations that are challenging and painful and difficult for you. Then these 10 days of seasonal support are designed to support you. And if that doesn't apply to you, if let's say you're looking forward to this holiday season, but you know of other people, then I invite you, other people who might need this support, I invite you to share this either live or there'll be a recording either here on YouTube that you can forward to other people. So it's a nice way to provide that extra support. Today we're going to talk about struggle specifically, what you do, how you relate to struggle when you are wrestling with something, when you're struggling with something. Because even your relationship to struggle itself can be transformed when you learn some of the receiving principles that we talk about here at Rise and Receive. So if you don't know me, my name is Sonia Miller. I'm a speaker, coach, and best-selling author, and I'm passionate about teaching people the skill set of receiving, because receiving is its own very tangible skill set that most of us are at least malnourished in, and some of us don't even know what receiving actually is. We hear the word, we think maybe mistakenly that receiving is about getting stuff or acquiring stuff or achieving things, but receiving is not about that. It's about so much more. And when you really understand the skill set and start to practice it, which is extremely simple, then receiving just starts to happen. And the main thing that we engage in when we learn how to receive is that we become aware of all of the ways that we've learned to struggle. Because while some struggle in life is natural, much of it is learned, especially in our culture. And so I'm all about unlearning struggle. And at Rise and Receive, each morning I pull one card from my brand new Receive Oracle card deck and I let it inspire a message. So that's what I did with this 10 days of seasonal support. And today's card is Soothe Your Struggle. So if you're struggling with this time of year, I invite you to see if you can just let that struggle be here. Give it space to be here, permission to be here. Take a deep breath. Really give it permission to be here. And let yourself become aware in sort of a way of respecting the struggle of what that struggle is. You could even write it down on paper if you want to. And if you decide to stick around after I offer the willingness mantra for the day, if you are in a place where you could actually stand up, if you're sitting, I'm going to guide you in a little bit of a physical exercise that you can do to really notice how you can change your relationship to struggle. So that's just going to be a little extra thing if you'd like to engage in that. So for now, I invite you to sit back, let these words wash over you. And if you want, you can close your eyes so that the words go deeper into your awareness. Soothe your struggle. There is nothing inherently bad or wrong with struggle. We suffer because of what we think our struggle means. Do you believe your struggle means endless discontent? Do you fear struggle means you are powerless? Do you believe your struggle means you're stupid, inadequate, unworthy, or doomed? Some struggle is a natural part of life. A mother and baby in childbirth, a seed sprout pushing through the earth, a butterfly emerging from its cocoon. But for the modern day human, struggle is learned. We got the message that we must control to be safe. And yet control is an illusion. While life is messy, miracles happen in the messy. Seeking control helped you survive, but receiving struggle instead allows you to thrive. When you become aware of struggle, take a breath and let it be here. Simply let it be here. Let your struggle find a home in your heart of compassion so that it can find rest. Then take a breath or two. Ask, what's the kindest thing I can do right now? Then do what's in front of you. As you release resistance to struggle and let it occupy space in your awareness, the part of you that was fighting it will be set free to stand back, breathe, and experience a new space in which you can receive new insights, possibilities, and next steps. So this is the card of Soothe Your Struggle. And if you are struggling, I invite you to take this willingness mantra into the day anytime you're aware of the struggle. Because here's the thing, you can be in the struggle, or you can stand back and become aware of the struggle and then let it be here. Instead of engaging in the struggle, you can simply stand back, take a breath, create space between you and the struggle, and simply let it be here. So anytime you notice, you can say this to yourself or out loud as often as you wish. I am willing to receive new possibilities as I allow my struggle to rest. I am willing to receive new possibilities as I allow my struggle to rest. So, for those of you who are new, willingness mantras are a very powerful way to activate the power of invitation. And this is the counterbalance to the power of intention. So here at Rise and Receive, we illuminate the difference between the doing model of power and the being model of power. And learned struggle, as opposed to natural struggle, comes from when we don't really have an awareness of what the being model of power is, but we do know a lot about the doing model of power, which is what most of us have been well trained in, which requires a whole lot of thinking and a whole lot of doing. I referred to the hunter as the symbol of the doing model of power. When that's what you know, but you don't know the being model of power, which is the majestic tree, then when you are struggling and when you are not receiving what you want, your joyful fulfillment, and you're at this kind of impasse, what do? More of what we know. We do more doing. And that's an over-reliance on the doing model of power. That is what contributes to learned struggle and unnecessary struggle. So when you want to soothe your struggle, and not only soothe it, but as a result of engaging in the being model of power, you start to invite good fortune. Everything can change like 180 degrees. So I wanted to illuminate 3 things. If you'd like, you can write this down. They're just good reminders about how to soothe your struggle and as a result, invite good fortune through the holiday season and always, because I always say receiving is a way of being. So here are the 3 kind of reminders. Lean back. There's room for everything. And adopt a yes and mantra. Lean back. There's room for everything. Yes and. So what does that mean? So as I mentioned, there's the hunter symbol of power, which is doing, and the majestic tree symbol, which is being. So what does the hunter do? Okay, the hunter, when it is after a goal, okay, it leans in and captures. It closes in. It narrows in and it clamps down. Okay, now what that does is, if you are struggling, the hunter is going to approach the struggle as something that it needs to get a hold of, capture, and then either kill or solve. So what that does is, because the hunter has single focus, all of its awareness goes whoop, struggle, 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 struggle. So that is everything that is in the space of the hunter's awareness. That causes lots and lots of struggle, because that's all there's room for is kill the struggle, solve the struggle, hunt and capture the struggle. So it's a contraction. It's a forward leaning in. The majestic tree, which is all about being, is the opposite. The majestic tree stands right here, leans back, opens, okay? And whatever struggle is here can simply be. It can be a storm that's swirling. It can be leaves and sticks that are blowing at it, which can now just fall to the ground. So the tree remains open. And what happens in this opening is that, yes, the struggle is here, but all kinds of other things can come here too. There's room for everything, not just the struggle, but rain and the sun can come out and birds can come out and people can come out. It can receive everything. There's room for everything. So the hunter says, this is it. There's only one. It's either or. It's like, put my attention on this to the exclusion of all else. Okay. And the tree says, yes, come struggle. There's room for everything. And yes, and. So it leans back. There's room for everything. Yes, and. And what that does is, first of all, it soothes the struggle, because, okay, I'm going to let the struggle be here. And there's room for so much more. And so it balances out the struggle with a possibility and an invitation to receive other blessings. And simply because the tree is an invitation, it's revealed. You can actually see what's always been here, the blessings, the kindness of life. And when your arms are open, you can actually receive that instead of only have them reserved for hunting, battle, protection, and capturing. Okay, so that's the idea behind this. And if you want to kind of get a feeling for this in your body, because receiving is so much about experience and feeling, our minds think receiving is about getting, solving an answer and getting a thing, and then you're done, and then what happens afterwards. But receiving is an experience and a feeling and a sensation in the body. Fulfillment is a feeling. Joy is a feeling. Love is a feeling. Okay? It's always flowing through you. So it's very body-based. So if you want to experiment with this, I invite you to stand up and then take a step back with one of your feet, it doesn't matter, and really put your weight on that back foot. And imagine yourself being a tree, and this root is going straight into the earth. Lean back, feel yourself tall and strong, and the leaning back energy on your foot, the root. And with the other foot, take a step back as well. So you're standing evenly on the feet, and feel the ground beneath you. Feel yourself rooted in the earth. Open your arms. Take a breath. Feel your chest open up. And let your struggle be here. And feel the ground beneath your feet, the rooting, be the safety in the struggle. So the tree sways with the wind, the struggle, but it's rooted. And that's where the safety comes from. You're rooted in the body. You have a backbone that can sway and bend. And notice how that feels when you start to open up your chest. Of course, we need to assume that you're in a safe place first. So that's why I said only if you can do this. But if you can't do it now, I invite you to experiment with this when you do have the space, and really feel the difference in your body. Because again, when we're struggling, we're like closed in, and that's all we can see, and we get in protective mode, and that's all we can feel. We get lost in the struggle. So space, yes, and lean back. There's room for everything. And if nothing else, your mantra is, and here, let me read it again. I am willing to receive new possibilities as I allow my struggle to rest. So I hope this gives you some new ideas about how you can relate to your struggle, and do your best to be gentle during this time of year if this is a particularly difficult time of year. Day 1 was about receive compassion from yourself, and keep coming back to Rise and Receive. I'll be talking about some other topics that can be supportive this time of year and you can take into your days and into your life. If this was helpful or you think it'll be helpful for somebody else, please like, please share. And if you're on YouTube, please hit the red subscribe button. It helps me reach the people that I'm here to serve. And if you'd like to explore next steps, just check the links that I provide. There's some free resources with the Rise and Receives, and the Receive cards are coming out. And if you feel like you wanted to do a deep dive into some group coaching in January, you might want to check out the Feel Worthy program. Or if you'd like to have a video from me in your inbox every day for 30 days to create space for yourself, consider the 30-day challenge. All the links are provided. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you at the next Rise and Receive. Bye, everybody.